Yoink, what's up, beautiful people? Just been out buying some lumpwood charcoal for the smoker. Gonna smoke a big old porterhouse today. But why I'm dropping in with this video is because going through the book Claim Your Power, it's a book by Mastin Kipp. It's the one that I took with me to the hotel when I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed and stretched and pushed in terms of my belief around how well I can do within a study learning environment with my diploma of neuroscience. And that book has, over the last 21, this is day 22, really helped me identify patterns and beliefs that I wasn't aware of. And I believe I'm someone who's done a lot of work, who can be honest with himself in different areas of his life. Like that's what I've built into my identity by the way that I've chosen to show up in regards to working on myself, radical responsibility, and just trying to become the most honest, authentic man that I can be. And so one of those beliefs that come up within that book is the belief that I'm hard to love. Now, this isn't something that I realized before. I knew before that I was disconnecting from people, that I didn't really maintain relationships, especially even with like really good friends, right? With family members. There are family members who, even like a brother or sister that, I could probably go and have gone 5, 6, 7 years without talking to. That's what I've allowed in my life. And that has mostly come based off of like, I don't maintain relationships, and like an unconscious form of for me, what I knew at the time, disconnection, right? Isolating myself because I believed I was a bad partner, a bad friend, a bad son, XYZ, because of the way that I show up, because of how often I was hurting people and to the depth with which I was hurting people. So in going through this book and realizing that my belief is actually the belief that I'm hard to love, boom, like everything in my life has opened up. Understanding that my parents who moved over here from New Zealand to be with us, to be with my daughters and to watch them grow up. Understanding that there was a resistance and block there, that we were butting heads initially. To understand that this all come from, as well as disconnection from friends and like isolating myself, this will come from the belief that I was hard to love. That's just allowed me to soften. It's allowed me to feel what's been there, what's sitting there, which is deep sadness, right? The sadness that I haven't allowed myself to fully realize and experience what it is to be loved and to be supported. Feeling that has been amazing. It has been beautiful. And the connections that I'm allowing myself to make at the moment have really filled me with like a sense of optimism for, not just my life, but the lives of all the people that I touch, specifically my family. With this like coming into my sphere, what I've realized is that because I had the belief I was hard to love, I've felt and I've desperately, almost maniacally worked towards becoming quote-unquote successful, monetarily wise, financially wise, because I believed in order to be a father and a man who deserved love, who could get past being hard to love, that I had to have homes paid off, that I had to have a portfolio, that I had to have XYZ in terms of being a provider before I was worthy of it. So even just acknowledging or seeing, acknowledging, accepting and surrendering to the knowing that I had this belief there that was operating in the background has been such a transformative, and I would say, venture to say, although it's early days, a pivotal moment in my life. Because in understanding that, I now understand why I engage in all the less than constructive, destructive, toxic, self-soothing behaviors that lead to the bulk of the stress in my life. I really do feel this is allowing me to open my heart, to fully open my heart. I believed that before I could do that just because I could feel my emotions, just because I could feel sadness. But I forgot about the other side of the spectrum, right? Feeling what it's like to feel truly loved, truly supported. And not just feel that, but allow that into my life over and over and over again. And understanding that the brain is this prediction machine, right? It's always scanning for the threat so it can mitigate threat, maximize reward. The threat being love and support. Now I'm trying to soften and ease myself into allowing and receiving that more and more and more, that consistency that I spoke about, so that the brain, me as a human being on this floating rock, I can consider that safe. The brain can consider that safe, and ultimately I can make that my new normal, my new comfort zone. Being a man who is of service, who loves to provide support, but can also receive that support in its fullness and all the emotion, all the goodness that comes with it. Ooh, bit of a rant. Bit of a rant today, but that was on my heart. That was something, it's something that I just wanted to share. I just wanted to share because I haven't really shared something that was too open, too vulnerable in a while, because I've been very insular. I've just been focusing on me, on my family, getting into new hobbies like smoking meat, and of course, as always, like just working really hard on my content, on my business, on serving the businesses and the people that I work with and for. So that's about it. If you want to message me, feel free to DM and chat about this sort of stuff. Other than that, have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. Ciao.